let me go back and do the first off. Porter Wright, the law firm, either through intimidation, it looks like, or it could be some of the partners there said, "Hey, this is a wild goose chase, and we don't want to blow ourselves up in front of our clients because there's no chance to win." Why is Porter Wright one of the major law firms? I guess Jones Day and Porter Wright were the two. Jones Day still with you, but Porter Wright just dropped off, sent a letter that they're resigning from representing the campaign. What is that about?
This has been going on for quite some time, Steve. This was going on during the impeachment also, and it isn't their assessment of the case. Honestly, most of the partners at Porter Wright don't know what the case is about. Only Ron Hicks knows what the case is about. A large law firm, you don't know about somebody else's case. This isn't an evaluation of the quality of the case one way or the other. This is an evaluation of political cowardice. I mean, they're afraid they're going to lose clients. I'm sure they've been threatened by clients who said, in fact, I know they have, clients who said, if you continue to represent him, you're not going to have our business any longer. It's not the law firm, it's not the first law firm that's acted this way. This has been a problem for 2 years that nobody wants to see Donald Trump get representation. I find that completely offensive as a lawyer. We're supposed to represent the worst criminals because they need a defense. This is hardly a criminal. This is the president of the United States who's bringing up legitimate issues about the integrity of the election process. Look, I didn't make up the testimony of these people. They came to me. I wasn't there when the 100,000 ballots were brought in that appear to be fraudulent. I only know that because 5 people have told me about it. I mean, I didn't know the Republicans was kept out of viewing any of the mail order ballots. 50 witnesses have told me that. So I believe you have an obligation to present this to the court. You can't just say, oh, Biden's the king now. It appears as if there was a great deal of cheating. It was confined to the major Democratic corrupt cities so you could get away with it. Notice it doesn't happen all over the country. It happens in the cities that have the corrupt machines, like Detroit, like Philadelphia, like Pittsburgh, like Milwaukee, Minneapolis, places where the Democrats are in strong control and have been for quite some time. And
the one thing we see that there looks like a lot of nefarious activity, but the one area where the word criminal comes up is in Nevada. You've already had a criminal referral out there from when Rick Grinnell was on the scene. We got Brian Kennedy later. Matt Schlapp then went out after that. Is Nevada is the suit in Nevada also allege criminal type activity in this in trying to
yes.
either voter fraud or a manipulation of systems?
Yes. I mean, Michigan does too. Michigan has allegations that ballots were backdated. The ballots had to stop basically on November 3rd, 8 o'clock. Justice Alito ordered that and then put aside. Instead of doing that, when those ballots came in, they backdated them. That would be a straight out and out crime. They forced people to vote Democrat. That's a straight out and out crime. In Michigan, failure to have representatives there.
Is Nevada going to be filed separately in its own? You're in the middle section of Pennsylvania in federal court. You're in a court. You're in both. There are outside groups in state court. Coleman. They're going to hear from the judge today at noon. We'll be covering that. Mm-hmm. You're in federal court. You're going to be in there next week. Is Nevada going to be a totally separate federal court filing out in Nevada?
Yes, I believe there will be. There'll be a separate. And it will bring up, first of all, they all have the common allegation that Republicans were kept out of the process of looking at the mail ballots and the absentee ballots, which makes the ballots illegal. Some of them were very thorough in that. In Pennsylvania and in Detroit, in Philadelphia and Detroit, I can't find anyone who looked at a ballot yet. There may be a few, but what I'm saying is they were very effective. In others, there's a mixed bag. Like in Pittsburgh, they didn't look for the first hour, the first half. The second half, they were intimidated by the judge's decision in Philadelphia, and they allowed some viewing. And
Hang on.
Arizona, there's some viewing.
In Philadelphia, why was the Republican Party, if they were blocked out that much on those days, is there a track record, and do you have it documented, where the Republican Party was raising holy hell? I remember that you went in and got a thing from a sheriff who wouldn't, a court order that they wouldn't enforce, the Corey Lewandowski part of it. But is there a record where why was the Republican Party not in meltdown? Why were they not having press conferences? Why was this not like a firestorm when it was going on?
It was a bit of a firestorm, just not covered. I mean, the head of the delegation had 2 press conferences. He tried to get it out. Nobody would print it. And then he finally went to court with it that night, and it was heard the next day. And the court wanted them to compromise. So he did make a record of it.
Mayor, can we keep you over for through the commercial break?